morning, dear hearts. We are on lesson 72, and please subscribe. Today's lesson is holding grievances is an attack on God's plan for salvation. We recently just learned, like yesterday, that there are two plans for salvation, and one is God's, which will work, and the other is the ego's, which will never work. And the ego's plan for salvation is centered around the grievance of the body. The ego wants to convince us that our reality, all we really are our bodies. And because we can never conceive of our creator, our source, being different from who we are, then our creator must also be a body. And since we know that bodies do not last, then ergo, God, our creator, does not last either. So our creator, our source from whence we came, will suffer and die, just like the body will. And if we believe that, then the ego has won. There is no real plan for salvation. There's only a plan for suffering from the ego's point of view. This is obviously a very flawed plan, but anything that comes from the ego is going to be a flawed plan. One of the things about the grievances of the body is that it prevents us from joining. We are meant to communicate with each other and with our Creator, but bodies cannot join. So if I see both myself and God as a body, we will never communicate. We will never join. But what we know are minds. Minds do join. And because we are mind within mind, from mind, we do in fact join, and we are able to have this experience of oneness that will never happen through an ego-body perspective. The ego wants us to think that this is all we are. This is all there is. The body is the home of the ego. Believing all of this, you can see how this builds up as a grievance, and that's how the body and the grievance are an attack on God's plan for salvation. God's plan is for us to know the truth of who we are, and that we indeed are not bodies. In doing this lesson, I thought of a movie, as I often do, Cocoon, and you probably know where I'm going. There's a line in this lesson that says, "The light of truth is in us, where it was placed by God. It is the body that is outside us, and not our concern. To be without a body is to be in our natural state." And there's that scene in Cocoon where the bodies, the people, unzip the bodysuit and they reveal their reality, which is pure light, the light of the world. That's who you are. That's who we all are. We are that light. But we need to know this. We need to recognize ourself as that, and to see ourself separate from the body is to end the attack on God's plan for salvation, and instead we accept it. The wonderful thing about this is that as soon as we accept God's plan, that we are not bodies, that we indeed are spirit, that we are one with Him, with our Creator, as we must be always, and the thought never leaves its source. As soon as we accept it, it's already accomplished. We are to ask frequently today in the practice periods, and then be quiet and wait for the answer, because the answer will come. What is salvation, Father? I do not know. Tell me that I may understand. This lesson has us saying and asking this question a couple times, at least every hour. So not necessarily the longer practice periods, but every single hour. What is salvation, Father? I do not know. Tell me that I might understand. Now, the difference with all of this, and as we're asking, is that Unlike the ego and the ego's mantra, which is seek and do not find, we seek and we will find. The answer will be given us because we are meant to know. We are meant to come home. We are meant to realize that we are not bodies, that we are mind. We are meant to be in union. We are meant to communicate. God is not a body, and we are the extension of what God is. Pure, light-filled, eternal, everlasting spirit. So that's it for today. Please like, please share, please comment, like, subscribe, push, pray until something happens. Namaste.